Hello, everyone. My name is Teresa Snyder, and today we are talking about all kinds of different subjects. One of them in particular with Jen Conkey is business and leadership and leadership in general. So, Jen, tell us who you are, what your background is, and what you do now.
Sure. So I come from corporate America. I worked in corporate America for about 22 years, and I did everything from frontline supervisor all the way up. I was a regional at some point where I had in service to certain buildings, and I found this spot where I got to go in and sort of look at their operation and help people and help the leaders in that building learn how to be more effective with their operation or more effective with their people, driving engagement. And I loved that role. And so I did that role for a while. And when I did that in corporate America for Target and for Home Depot, I felt a lot of fulfillment from it. And then I ended up getting a building and being in a building. And I kind of longed for that being able to help people situation.
Wow.
I had always been into real estate on the side. I started early in the 2000s and then kind of dabbled there and then came out and then came back into it. So because I had set up on the side, I was able to, leave corporate America and get into that. That was kind of my first role as an entrepreneur. So now that I do the real estate thing and I have that kind of under control, I've also been trying to rebrand my consulting business. So we came up with the name LeadHership, and now we're trying to help all the businesses that we can scale their revenue, scale their reach, and just have fun doing it. So that's us in a nutshell. Yeah.
No, and that's all really, really good. And I think we do definitely have that relatability of being people that were in a highly driven corporate America type environment. And I tell people this all the time. Like, I literally married my corporate job, not bad or wrong. That's just, I chose that. Therefore, that meant not having a spouse, not having children, and doing traditional white picket fence America.
Yeah.
And then now, when the market crashed, it was kind of like, whoa, wow.
Yeah.
And of course, at the time I was like, do you know who you're letting go of? And blah, 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 and like all that fear and anxiety just set in. So anyway, here we are today, and we're talking about leadership. And I truly, truly believe in my heart of hearts that leadership is missing.
Yeah,
it is.
I agree.
It is really, and even next week, I'm going back to do some, as I'm home for my traveling speaking type things. I'm home for a bit, and I'm going to go teach at the high school. And
that's cool.
I just am, because it's like, I have some time. What can I do?
Yeah.
And I really think that my niche is 40 and 50-year-old women.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I'll just go, because teachers are 40 and 50-year-old women, but the kids,
yeah,
right?
the kids benefit from it.
Right?
Yeah, the kids need it. That's where we need to start. I agree with that. I actually got an interesting phone call the other day from a colleague of mine, and a networking colleague of mine. And she has a situation where she asked me if I could help one of the students. It's a 14-year-old at one of her centers, and it's a nonprofit thing. And I thought, wow, well, tell me about what's she going through? And so I immediately just resonated with, man, I have been helping the grownups per se, but I feel like there is an opportunity to focus on kids eventually. And I think that 5 years from now, when I have things a little bit more stable on what I'm doing, and I'm not trying to raise my own kids, and I could focus on giving back, it's something that I think I want to do. And I'm excited because I get to meet with this teenager in November and try to go help her. So I get it why you want to go back and go teach at the school. That'd be really fun. I think it'd be feel good.
Well, and again, I think for me, being a multifaceted, curious, I've had a lot of different experiences in life. And so this is kind of one of those, I'm home, like, whoa, like, let's slow it down for a minute and not take on my workaholic.
That is so important. That is so important to slow it down. Yeah. Right. When you slow it down, then you can be more present and you get a little bit more value out of, life and enjoying it. So you got to take the time to slow down and give back like that. That's awesome.
Well, thank you. And so really what I love that we talked about right off the bat is, hey, I can tell we're both driver personalities. We're like, hey, what are we going to put out there? What's the content? What can people get from this today? And I think something that we can get is what are our each individual gifts and talents, and how can you bring in that support? And I mentioned, man, I need somebody to come to my house and look at my finances sometimes, because I'm just like, I get in it, paralysis by analysis.
Yeah.
Or analysis, paralysis by analysis,
Yeah.
So talk about your consulting Leadership and consulting. Yes.
Sure. So, a lot of my clients there's two fit two models. The first one is usually the one who was in corporate America like us and then ventured out on their own, and they find themselves in a situation where they don't necessarily want to know how to run the business, right? When you think about corporate America, one of the things that was awesome is that you didn't really have to generate leads. Nope. Right. And then the grand strategy was usually dropped in your lap and you just had to figure out how to go get your team on board and execute it. But as an entrepreneur, you have to create the vision. You have to know the strategy. You got to do the finances. You got to figure out what the sales plan is. What's the marketing approach? And sometimes we don't think about that when we make that leap. And so you find yourself just, how am I going to get out of this? And so a lot of the clients that I have from corporate America that are doing their, what they call a side hustle, first you got to call it a business and treat it like a business. And what can you do to get yourself in your own lane and then get everybody else around to support you? One of the biggest things I struggled with when I became an entrepreneur is my toner and the printer didn't work. Right. And my first thing was like, I got to call the tech, the help desk.
Me too.
Right. Yeah. But no, there was no help desk. Right. And so
I don't have a scanner. I don't have a scanner. Oh my God.
I do now. Yeah. I had to get,
like, wow.
Yeah. And it's a lot of just hurdle after hurdle. It feels like, oh my gosh. And you tend to think, man, maybe I had it better while I was there, but not so much. Right. And so you just got to figure out how to put it all together. And that's what we do. So we help anybody who's a business owner. We help them. We come in, we assess their business, help them scale their reach, scale their revenue, improve their operation. If they have employee relation issues, like help their leaders lead instead of manage. And so we kind of put it all together, and the financial piece of it comes together too. You'd be surprised how many business owners don't have a P&L yet.
Exactly.
And you've got to have the roadmap and the blueprint, but you have to have the reporting to tell you if you're on the right track. So that's what we do. We help people just put it all together, the chaos and how to then scale it and move it forward.
Well, and I would also, and I love, because I'm hearing so much around, commitment, and also you've got to it's not a hustle, it's not a grind, it's a business, it's your livelihood, it's on and on and on, all those things. And also what I heard was where we can look for the resources, because it does feel lonely for me sometimes.
Sure.
It really does. And it's kind of like, man, I miss that team or that certain aspects. So what's a success story, or let's say me, I'm because I like to put myself in the hot seat just so my audience knows, hey, I'm willing to say that.
I love that. Okay.
All right, here it is. So me being a lifestyle entrepreneur, travel coach, speaker, I'm definitely a connector. I'm definitely a social being. I'm definitely the networker.
Yep.
Those are my gifts and talents. Like, I can sell when I believe in what I'm selling, but I don't like that old sell this pen. How are you going to sell this pen today? Oh,
I don't know.
Features and benefits, features. Anyway, there you go.
Right.
So that's just an example.
Success story. So I would ask you this: if we were going to talk about you, I always teach that. I call it, there's like 5 buckets when trying to run your business. The first one I wholeheartedly believe is you got to have your mind right. So you have to have a routine that maintains a healthy mindset. So, I would ask you, okay, Teresa, what does your morning routine look like? How do you get grounded? How do you get your mind clear? Do you meditate? Do you pray? Like, do you do yoga? What is it that you do that's for you? Because it's not selfish to nurture you. You got to. It's like, it's the best thing you can do for yourself.
As an entrepreneur, because we're selling ourselves. I mean, that's kind of where that friction comes. Yeah. Okay. Morning routine, everybody. Morning routine.
So mindset is what drive, that's the result. You want your morning routine, afternoon routine, evening routine. It's all about the disciplines, but what you're doing for you to nurture your mindset. So the first bucket is mindset. Okay. Then the second bucket is, your social media, your following, whoever it might be. You have to nurture that, right? Mm-hmm. So do you have an online presence? How do you have a following? How do you nurture that following? So that's the second thing you got to do is nurture your followers. That's number 2. Lead generation is first. It's like the biggest thing. You have to be able to generate leads if you're going to get money, right? So lead generation is the third bucket. And then you have to figure out, how do you get money now? So for all the clients or the people that you're helping. So money now is the fourth, and it's okay, what's my accounts receivable process look like? So that I know I'm getting paid and who I'm supposed to be talking to and how am I managing my finances in that whole bucket. And the last one is money later. So, revenue at some point down the line. So how many things are you doing if you're trying to build a course, or all of the things that you could be doing that you need to, that will get you money later, it'll get you clients later. So whether it's you're planning for an event, booking an event, trying to figure out how can I fill this course for people, whatever it might be, things that are going to be activities to generate revenue later. So the 5, so it's a mindset, lead generation, social media, and then money now, money later. So when you have those 5, this is like an activity that I do, is I will ask you to data dump in every single bucket that you have, what you currently do or what's in front of you that you have to get done, right? So you might just be sitting there going, oh my gosh, Jen, the list just goes on. And I'll say, yeah, it never ends, right? And I think that's the biggest problem is we always looking to arrive, but we're not going to, like, if you're doing it right, you're on a journey. You don't arrive.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So,
and it's like, literally, I love that. I love the analogy, the visualization. It's this journey, and
yep.
like, hey, and how can we have a little fun in the process, or meet
Yes.
some people along the way, or enjoy or find fulfillment. Oh, so that it,
that's actually one of the things. I just spilled water on myself because I got excited because you just reminded me of something. On the mindset thing, we'll set a goal, and as soon as we hit it, we tend to just be like, oh, I arrived. But then we lose the momentum we had. And that also will cause a problem down the road, because then you're not staying with it. You have to have a plan. So I say, once you get 90% to that goal, start thinking about, well, what's my next goal going to be, so that I can be healthy, but I'm also celebrating, because we don't ever celebrate. At least I don't. I always have a problem with that. I feel like, no, I got to get this done. Exactly. But I really should think about, man, I already got a lot of things done. I should be happy about that. But it's like, you're never happy, So that's one of the things for mindset. It's the biggest message I have this week, because I have a lot of clients that are worried about that, and they're beating themselves up. And that inner voice kicks in.
We beat ourselves up with, the baseball bat, our own self-critic, but we're also like our own best friend if we allow it.
Yes.
So champions, like, I look at sports as an analogy. I look at, different businesses like Target. Like, I get lost in Target and go shop at Target all the time. So these different, who do you look for or look up to, or books you read, or mindset that, what are some,
I have a Dr. Matt James. I got trained and certified from him in NLP as a master practitioner and hypnotherapist. I learned, like, the NLP process in and of itself, it changed my entire life. And so I model him. He's a model of excellence to me. Like, he's a great dad. He has all of his, I call it all of his poop in one sock. He's got his crap together. He's got it all together. He's got his business, and he does the right thing, and he nurtures people, and he cares. Like, you can tell he cares, but he also gives you the tools to self-regulate your mindset and how to reframe things in your life that are happening. So it's something that I always recommend to people. Like, if you can get to his NLP training, it's a practitioner training that he does to teach you how to practice it in your own life. It's awesome.
Wow. And say his name again.
Dr. Matt James. And his company name is the Empowerment Partnership. And actually, if you do go, you can use my code Jen. It's JENCON, GenCon. It'll get you. I think it'll get you 50% off. Actually.
Wow.
So, for that class.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Because those are just, again, what are we putting in our tool belt, right? Like,
yes.
Because when I was, got to get my master's degree, got to do this, got to do that, right? And it's like, what are some other tools? Like, hypnosis used to be at the carnival. You know what I mean? And now it's it's not that. Or the different NLP, like, how are we looking forward? Right, left, right hand, pattern interrupt, all these different things that, like, if we could just have conversations like we're having and educate one another, that it's beautiful.
Yeah, it increases the awareness, which then once you're aware, you can take action. And so I think that when it comes, the 5 buckets that I was talking about, when it comes down to that, I usually will walk clients through that and just find out, where are you spending your time? And what I usually find is that they will sit there and they'll have this long list, and they're like, I don't have enough time. And that's the moment they realize that they have a bandwidth issue, and they really are spending more time in one bucket or another, or maybe even 2. And that's obviously where you like to spend your time. And so who should be over here advocating for you, and how do you get that? Let's talk about how you can outsource so that you can get yourself out of feeling so pressured. And that's really helpful for people, especially when you come from corporate America and you're used to having a team around you and being able to bounce ideas, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I would ask you too, like if you're trying to think about, well, how can I get other people to help me with my stuff? That's a pretty good activity, is find out what stuff do you love to do, and then what do you need though? Because sometimes what we want and what we need are different. So
Mhm.
what do you need? And then do I like doing that? Number one. And number two, do I even know how? And if I don't know how, is the do it yourself really going to get me into the end zone? Or should I just pay now for somebody to do it? It's an investment. Or
Mhm.
I'm going to pay later based on lost sales or doing a mistake and then having to fix it. No matter what, you're going to either have to pay or invest. I choose invest, right?
Invest, be
Yeah.
proactive, be out in
Yeah.
front of it. It's no
Yeah.
different than I tell people with their health and their wealth.
Hmm.
All of those components, we can get out in front of it, get out in front of the numbers. I mean, believe me, there's enough strategies out there that we know how to be rich and thin, but are we really using the information and the knowledge? Because again, collaborate, ask each other. I do not like those, like I've said it 3 times. Okay, I got it. Like the hardcore, I don't want to edit the video on the backside. I don't want, you know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
just certain things I'm like, let me do
Yeah.
this,
Right.
right? Let me
Right.
lead. Let me put
Yes.
teams together. Let me find out who's the quarterback, who's the running back, who's defense, who, let's do it that way so we can all elevate and rise with the tide.
Absolutely. I love it.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, well, this is a really fast interview, and I think that's okay because I want in the
Sure.
next, just even in the next 5 minutes, and not necessarily the whole half hour, because we're both like we're intentional and we have stuff we want
Mhm.
to bang it out and get things done. So you've the 5 buckets, the mindfulness piece. There's a
Yes.
great book. Can't think of the author, but I'll put it in the comments about mindfulness. The NLP practitioner. How did you get into like NLP and hypnosis? Was it this particular person that you spoke of earlier?
It was this person. I was at the end of a very bad day as an entrepreneur, sitting on the couch and just doing that scroll through Facebook where you see everybody else is living their best
Oh,
life,
of
and
course, right?
right.
The
And
yacht,
all of a
the
sudden this ad came up.
Lamborghini.
Yeah, the ad came up saying, "Hey, are you living up to your potential? Are you achieving your dreams?" or something like that. And I was like, "No." So I just kept scrolling and reading more, and before I knew it, I was signing up for the class, and it was like the best thing I ever did.
Wow,
So it helped me reframe my mind. But yeah, it was that guy, Dr. Matt James. He's the one that I use.
Matt
It's
James.
pretty good.
Well, and again, I think sometimes that's just it. Whenever we are ready, the teacher will appear.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree.
or whenever we really are at our wits' end, it's like maybe I need to stop eating ranch Doritos tonight. You know, just or have fewer amounts of ranch Doritos, or
Right.
that kind of stuff. Drink a little more water, or hire somebody to do outsource, invest in those outsourcing components. So, oh, okay. So Carol is now watching, and Lachelle. If you don't know Lachelle Adkins, I don't
Hi,
know.
Michelle.
Lachelle's great. Carol's the one, of course, that set up the interview. She co-produces the
Yeah.
show for me, which I'm so glad. Like she's one of those people that she does the back end, and it's beautiful. Because
Yeah.
all I have to do is, to some extent, show up and have the conversation and put the content out and nurture the relationship. So, wow, we covered a lot. So if someone was wanting to hire you as a consultant or find out more about you, how would they do that? And then I'll always ask my guests, what would you like to be acknowledged for today? And I would love to acknowledge you. So first, how can people find out about your business or consulting, hypnosis, whatever it is that you want people to know about?
Sure. The best way is just to find me on Facebook. It's just Jennifer Conkey on Facebook, and send me a message or friend request me, and then I'll get you access. I have a mobile app with all kinds of information and stuff. But the website for it is just really lengthy. So if you just
Yeah.
contact me on Facebook, we can go from there. And then what do I want to be known for? That's a
Yeah.
great question. Yeah. So for me, I've always said that before my time is up on earth, I really want women to step into their own power and not worry about gender being a block for them. So I hear a lot of well, it's a man's world in corporate America. And sometimes even in our real estate business, we hear people talking about, well, I can't do the construction stuff because, that's where the boys handle it and the men know how to do that, but I don't. And so I always just say, no, it's not girl power or good old boys. It's you power. And
Yeah.
so go you power is you
Yeah.
step into you and find out like just what kind of questions do you need to ask to get the results that you need, and then how can you move forward with it. So I'm on a mission to try and make sure that everybody is just stepping into their own power and being empowered for themselves. Yeah.
Wow. So Jen, I want to acknowledge you. First, I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be here, educate me and educate any and all that watch this broadcast on whatever platform they choose. And also, I love how you said it's LeadHership or it's you power. And I love how, like, I was raised on a farm, so I like to get messy and dirty. And I love HGTV. I love transformation shows. Like, I
Yes.
love
Yes.
the block, whatever Monday night show right now, the women competing to see who can do construction, but they also know when to bring in a carpenter, or they know how to
Yeah.
bring in a plumber, all that stuff. Just what do you like? Look at the 5 buckets.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
I acknowledge you for be aware of those 5 buckets, but then also know where can you invest and soundly invest,
Yes.
elevate your business, and then reach out for help. Reach out for the experts like you. So stepping into your you power. People can reach you on Facebook would be the easiest way.
I have
And
one
again,
more too.
yeah, please.
On November 9th and 10th, I have a mastermind. It's a very quaint setting. There's only 15 spots and we only have a few left. So anybody who's interested, it's called Synergize Mastermind, where you can come and bring your business challenge, sit in the hot seat, and tell us what the challenge is. We give you a whole bunch of advice, ask a bunch of questions. And then throughout the entire mastermind for the 2-day period that you're there, I'm teaching you how to build your strategy and teaching you how to build your implementation plan. So anybody that's interested in attending that 2-day event, it's going to be at this small, like 3-bedroom place where we'll have a little retreat and a little mixer on that Saturday night and get to know each other. But it's very small. I'm not looking to fill a bunch of seats.
Yes,
I want to
exactly.
have that good feeling where people feel like they're getting a lot of value. So
I
yeah.
love
So
that. It's like connection and that it's safe to where people can learn. They can say, whoa, raise my
yes,
hand. I don't know how to download that Facebook video over
right,
whatever.
right.
Or kind of just, and we can pat each other on the back, congratulate and celebrate together. So where will that be located?
It's in San Diego.
San
It's
Diego.
in San Diego. Yes.
Very
And
cool.
so, yeah, if you're interested, just meet me on Facebook and send me a message, and then I can get you all the information that you need.
Wow. Well, Michelle is definitely asking questions. I know that
Oh,
Carol
Michelle.
and Aaron, and so all you guys reach out to either one of us,
Okay.
and whether it's me or Jen, and however each one of us may be able to help you. I'm all about the niche market for women that are in their 40s and 50s that may need help with their health or their wellness, maybe their mindset. And then Jen, on the business side, this is where collectively we can all elevate and women can step into their
Yeah,
you power. So
I love it. Thank you
yes.
so
All
much,
right,
Teresa.
everybody have a great, great, great day. Go out and do something great today. And we will see you
Yes.
all again very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.